So, in this series of videos, I'm going to try and teach you the basic concepts around coordinate geometry. At least the simpler concepts as they pertain to lines, points, circles. We'll move on, we'll do a whole other series in the future about circles. This video specifically is just going to be an overview of what you will see in the future series of episodes. I believe it's going to be 6, maybe 7 episodes long. First, I'd just like to remind you at least a little about coordinate geometry, about points. We have, in the beginning when we talked about numbers, when you were a young child, we talked about a number line. And we just put numbers somewhere on this number line, 1, 2, 3. We added in minuses then. We then, hopefully before now, we added in a whole other axis. So I'd like to talk a little about that. The original line here is just the same here. If we had a list of numbers and we wanted somewhere to put them, the list of 2, -1 and 1, somewhere we could just see them and we might see something interesting that's happening. Not too interesting on this line. Why we need 2 axes is sometimes we have 2 sets of numbers. Think of our example, someone's age and someone's height. 2 things that are linked together, or any 2 sets of numbers, and we can use coordinate geometry to see patterns amongst them. So if I was to give you my age and height, let me think, well, it wouldn't fit on here, so let's do some other numbers. So if you have the number 4, 2, 4 being the first number, we classify that as the X number. The second number is the Y number. So we go to, here's 4 here, but so is here, everywhere here is the number 4 on the X line. That's how we line it up. Anything that lines up with here, X is considered 4. So anywhere here would do for X equals 4. But I also said Y equals 2. I said 4, 2 really. So here's Y equals 2. That means anywhere, it fits perfectly right along this seam. Anywhere along here is Y equals 2. So the only point that they both agree is here. And that's how we get this point. This point that where X is 4 and Y is 2. And remember, this is just some bunch of information we might have. Because we're bound to have other points. Let's, for example, 2 and 1. We could have 2 points there. That might give us a line. If we're dealing with lines. In future, we won't do it into this series. But in future, you might get multiple points. Like this, that you might get a quadratic shape. You might get cubic shapes. And future videos, we're going to find circles. In my secondary level classes, I won't be going on as far as ellipses. But we'll be doing circles, quadratics, cubics, lines, things like this. Lines specifically in this series of videos. So what exactly will you see in this set of videos? In the next video, I'll be dealing with 2 points. Let's just put in 2 points here. And specifically how to find the midpoint of these 2, how to find the distance of these 2, and how to find the slope of these 2. The reason this is all here in detail is I might as well keep this for my next video. I'll go ahead and roughly prove each of these in the next video. And then we might do a second video how to use them. And then I'll move on, I'll talk about the equation of a line. I'll definitely do 2 videos on that, on how to find it, how to use it. I'll then talk about graphing lines, mostly from the equation of the line. I'll talk about when we have 2 lines, here we'll fill in this line here and this line here. When we have 2 lines, how to find the point where they intersect. And then mainly I put this one in here because it's probably the best section to leave it. How to find the area of a triangle. This is not so much to do with lines, but it is actually to do with points a bit more. And we'll have to do a few little tricky things. It's very difficult to find the area of this triangle, but it's actually easy. If I move this over, let's see what kind of shape this is. If I move this over, so one of the points is on 0, 0, the formula becomes a lot easier to do. And yeah, that's it. That's what you'll see in the next 6 to 7 episodes, depending if I do 2 on this or if I think of something new to add in. Hopefully you'll join me for them, and I'll see you next time. Bye.